Alright, so our first match against Ricky with Maverick. See, this is what I'm talking about. Um, I mean, this hand is like really actually keepable, but the fact that it has one land in it and this card, the one land is also a dual land, so that's also a downside. I hate keeping this hand, I really do, but I think I should. I guess if we had a land tax on turn 1, it'd be even better. Or just safer. Oh. Alright. I mean, if we can do that, like, we should be okay. That card is insane against us. And yeah, this was really awesome. That card just fixes all problems as long as you have it at the right time and you're on the draw. Yeah, I'm okay with just playing Counterbalance here. And then, wow, this is actually really strong. That hand was awful, and this card just made it the exact opposite of awful. Where we get to get more lands. We get to turn these lands into spells, then we get to get lands again. Alright, let it ride. I have Trinket Mages and this either copy of that to counter that. Alright, so the downside to having to play this now is that we don't get to abuse it with that, but that's actually not that big of a deal to me anyway, because this takes so long to get going that it just doesn't really go into my game plan at all. Though I think we have enough lands that we can still hold on to that. Don't want to have too many cards in hand, I think. So 9 cards, land, swords, top. We can actually get the last land. Okay, sure. Zenith. Alright, let it ride. I should have been Terminus. Well, he's getting Teague anyway. Teague is just shuts down everything in this deck. It's amazing. We practically scooped to it. We definitely scooped to Mother of Runes Teague. That's what we just scooped to. He didn't play a land. Alright, well. Save that one for later. Yeah, I'll draw this counterspell. There's really nothing to trinket for here. Nothing. We could just make a 2/2. Or we could leave counterspell top mana open. And also keep Terminus on top of our library. We could also, we could get explosives, which we can't cast. Yeah, that's fine. So we just have to find Snapcaster or Swords. And I mean, we have him pretty much locked. So I guess if we just get this guy down and still have him locked, we'll actually be fine. And then we'll eventually play Broodmate Dragon. Let's see, I drew the counterspell. It actually was probably wrong to draw that, because yeah, I also could have probably played a fetch land. So I might have messed that up. Like, drawing this there was better than drawing a fetch land, it seemed, but since I have top, I can actually draw this if I need to, like to counter a 3-drop, but while it's on top, it always counters 2-drops just fine. So that was a mistake. And then, of course, I didn't play a fetch land. So, well, there's a swords. So we're getting slightly rewarded. Just going to, I'm going to play fetch land now, and I'm going to wait to swords. Well, there's not really any point in waiting. Just be if he has any zeniths, but he can just play them after combat anyway. Alright, so I think now we're still locked here. We made a mistake, but we drew a swords. And the mistake wasn't really that costly anyway. Say goodbye to Thalia. So he knows I have Terminus, so like he can't even resolve a creature. So I just might as well cast Terminus here. Yeah, my top of my library is getting pretty bad. And now he's locked. It's because I'm gonna have 2 fetch lands in play, counterspell in hand, and then I'm gonna Trinket Mage. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna Trinket Mage. Can't really do this either, though. Eventually, I'll just find a Brainstorm off these fetches, and then we'll make some angels. I suppose I could also top sorcery speed here. Like this deck actually doesn't have very many instants, except for this card that they want to play on the opponent's turn. Except for, you know, Daze and Force of Will. For 2, so it's another 3. Well, I know they only have 1 Teague, so whatever it is, it's really not that relevant to me. But I'm stacking that fetch land there anyway, so I might as well try to counter. Yeah, let's leave Daze on top. Yeah. And then we're gonna draw the Force of Will, I think. I could have actually just cracked fetch land again. Oh yeah, there's that card. I guess that was actually worth countering. I was just assuming he left this open for Daze mana. And I guess he had multi-purpose. I even had a counterbalance on top before I shuffled. Alright, well, let's see if we can find a Brainstorm. Alright, there it is. So is 4 angels enough? Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, this might be less than I should want, because it's a good chance he has some Swords to Plowshare in his hand. At least one. Well, even if he does have two, though, we are still pretty much golden. I'm going to actually hold on to my fetch land. One down. One Thalia. And one Noble Hierarch. Sure. What could go wrong? Alright, for this matchup, the boarding plan is as so. Boarding our random Humility and Moat. Because they're very good if you get them into play before they can play Teague or Thalia. So really they're not that good. Because for them to play a Thalia or a Teague, it's really not that hard. And they also have we didn't see that game, but they have a couple Cavern of Souls, which is why we're going to board out all of our counter spells. Cavern is really, really good against us. For them. So we brought Needle in for Mother, Knight, Pride Mage. These just because we have them. Explosives, because it's good. Terminus, because it's good. And the two paths, of course. Oh, okay. It's not bad. So we have an answer for the Thalia / Teague. Then we also have this. Oh, this is also answer to Mother on turn 1. So if we go... Once this is in play, we only have to worry about Pride Mage. Basically. Ooh. It's really good. I can do a couple things here. I can brainstorm, try to... Or no, I don't have a Force of Will. Well, I'll let it resolve. The other things I could do would be pretty much just this on 2, which is good because the only way to deal with Teague preemptively is to play this on 2. The downside here is that we have to use this before we play Counterbalance, preferably. So basically just played an expensive Vindicate. And I think we have to. This card, I don't know if we can beat this card if it's in play for long enough. I mean, I'm sure we could beat it with Counterbalance unless he has the Cavern, but it just lets him see so many cards. Like, he probably will find Cavern. Then I just probably can't win. Have to get this into play through a Gaddock Teague and any Pride Mage protection. Can't even cast Moat. This is probably Teague. Feels like a Teague. Yep. So we have to find another copy of that. See right here, well I guess actually this one's fine. Right here, a lot of players should definitely not play, or a lot of decks I suppose, shouldn't play a land here, but if it's a fetch land you can always sacrifice it if I have the land tax. I could actually have just when Island's Counterbalance Go had this open. But I pretty much have to cast it. Like if not this turn, next turn. I definitely want to shuffle, so yeah, it's fine. Oh, he has Caracas. Oh shit. Okay, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I could have actually played this. Yeah, I could have played this a bit better. Actually, I had a good plan that I just didn't come up with in time. I could have. I had put the relic on top. I should play. I don't know, what card was I thinking of here? Give me a second to think about this. I wanted to play the Counterbalance, save my fetch land so that I'm not weak to Wasteland, so that I could bounce this and then play Moat, and have the card I put on top be relevant. So that's what I could have done. The card I would want to have on top would be, I didn't have a 2-drop. I guess it doesn't really matter. Like, if I don't have a 2-drop, then and I definitely didn't have a 3-drop, then just 1-drop was correct, and I did have a 1-drop on top, but I played the fetch line, that was a mistake. And I accidentally also didn't bounce this end step, and that cost me here, big time. Yeah, I just wasted a whole turn. And 4 life. He keeps cracking his fetches. Yeah, he's just thinning. He's not trying to play around. Alright, actually I have 5 lands anyway. Wow. That's fine. I mean, he's not playing bad. I'm playing bad, actually. Yeah, I got lucky. Well, he didn't have a wasteland in the first place, but my mistake let him have a turn where he could have drawn a wasteland. Actually, well, bouncing that also lets me try to counterbalance it. So I could Trinket Mage for top. And then I would get another shot at that with this. No, this is just better or safer. Like if he could have Zenith in hand though. He showed me he doesn't have Pride Mage, but he could have Zenith that he can't cast. So it's possible I should have just actually Trinket Mage for top. a shaman. Yeah, I have to swords that for sure. And then I can go get my top. So he'll have basically one more turn to find just a Pride Mage, I think. And then he'll be essentially locked. Yeah, you can't... Zenith doesn't work anymore because he actually locked himself out. Oh no, that's fine though. He has Caracas. So... here's something I didn't really think about. Getting the needle. I can needle a Caracas, or I could just needle Pride Mage. If I needle Pride Mage, what are his outs? I think it would just be Harmonic Sliver. That was actually a little... well, yeah, that was a little loose. Like, if I just get the top, it still only gives him one chance to draw his out. This way... well, now he only has one single out. But he can still Zenith for it, because he can bounce the Teague. So, he has essentially more than one out. So I probably should have just gotten the top. Damn, this guy sure does have a lot of land. He's definitely cannot stop me from land taxing anymore. Get that Dried Arbor, can't attack. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, he's drawn a lot of lands and still hasn't drawn the cavern, or a cavern. But what's he got now? Probably, I'm guessing just a cavern. Or canopy, that's not bad too. Cavern, you only needed cavern if he actually has something in hand. Like an uncounterable sliver. That did also take him down to 7 lands. Eventually he could, I guess actually just one turn away, he could just sacrifice the land and not find anything. And then I can't land tax anymore. Yeah, I don't think I could play this deck in a real event. It just takes too long. Uh-oh. Like in Legacy, you have to be pretty careful of your deck choice, because rounds go pretty long for some decks. Between the fetch lands, top, brainstorm, it just takes forever. You should have... oh, X is 4. Oh, he did make it a good number. I wasn't really watching. Yeah, we have nothing. I'll flip anyway. I need the information for the land tax. Yeah, so now I get to shuffle if he doesn't activate. Okay, what? Not sure what just happened. Oh, well, he with this, especially with this, you can stop this from happening, but it seems like just getting a harmonic sliver would have been better. Oh yeah, this can also attack. I'm pretty sure he has a harmonic sliver. Like, if this is his win condition, then that would make sense. But got a wasteland. Come on, just please, dang it. I probably would have gone with just activating this instead, but I mean, he's gonna do it eventually to untap that. This deck also might be a fetch land short. It's playing 7. That's a pretty fast clock, actually. I mean, I wanted to play more lands in the first place, and so I could definitely add a fetch land. Alright. Come on. Anything. Yes. Ooh, that's something. So we are going to definitely cast that. 100%. If we miss, we lose. Alright, that's pretty live. So we get to... Well, we get to have our pick here. I think we're going to path it. He still has a Crocus. Path this on his turn. On his end step. So we're going to be at 1. So we can't fetch if we do that. Then we Terminus. I guess that's a little better. No, it might just be worse actually than just pathing this and then cracking our fetch land. I think it is. Oh no. No, it's not worse because we get to cast Jace if we get rid of this for the turn, and get to cast this too. So we're gonna get rid of this. So we're gonna go to 1. So our fetch land is dead. Yeah, so now we're dead to Zenith or just Noble. So because he can go get a Noble. Well, actually we can pad this if he does that. So we're not technically dead. In fact, I think that I'm okay with that. That just reverts us back to the original plan of killing this guy. But I suppose should have thought of that and kept the fetch land. And this is dead anyway, just as dead as the fetch land is. I mean, this is dead too. How lucky. So I think we're gonna We're going to put this on 2 just to make sure we have an answer for Teague. Actually, I guess this works too, since it'll be in play. But I'm still going to do it. I think there's really nothing else we care about right now. And I think... oh yeah, I'm definitely brainstorming here. I mean, between that and I still have Counterbalance in play, so I can still maneuver. Oops. Can't counter the Teague. And I really like to gain, just 1 life here. Or draw a top. Or entreat. Yeah, I guess, we have to keep Teague off the table eventually, because... I mean, yeah, because we pretty much have to win with entreat. So if he just has it, even if we're at moat, we're just gonna... I guess we could win with Jace. Okay, yeah, never mind. That really does nothing, because we have moat. If you wanted to tutor for stuff, that would turn on the harmonic sliver. So I guess that's actually not completely irrelevant. All right, let's get rid of our graveyards. And see what's up. Alright. I can't cast that yet. Next turn I can bounce Teague, cast this, then we have the lock. I think that's good, because he's going to take 1 extra turn to do that. Okay, so... those are more dead than Tundra. Actually, I guess I could have... oh, I messed up, actually. I was supposed to... since I'm bouncing next turn, this was supposed to be 2nd card from the top. And I just forgot about Counterbalance. There's a lot of things to keep track of here. I'm so used to putting back the deadest cards when you're at 1, but those fetch lands are actually better off in my hand. And the 3-drop could prevent him from top decking the sliver. Or hell, this could just... well, this actually wouldn't work in Zenith because he could choose his number for Zenith. So if I put the 2nd from the top, I could just have this ready and then draw my top card, then flip that. So I would have had a protection from pretty much everything possible. But I messed up. The fact they got the Scrib Ranger kind of leads me to believe he doesn't have Sliver, but I'm pretty sure he would have just conceded if he didn't have Sliver at this point. I could have actually just done that too. I didn't want to do that because I have Counterbalance still. But if I had... or nah, he still has Crocus. I mean, I could have done that in order to cast this right now. In any case, I just forgot to put it on top, so... but I guess I could have cast Humility last turn, and that... yeah, I should have done that. This is completely irrelevant when I have the lock. So I gave him another turn to draw a couple outs on accident. But now the game is over. How many enchantments does it take to win the game? By my count, 4 and a Jason Mind Sculptor. And a Pie the Needle. Okay, I don't know why he's not conceding. There cannot possibly be a way for him to win. Okay, let's try and flip a Jace. Missed. Yep, did have it. So I'm wondering why he didn't get it before. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just thought that game plan with the Scrib Ranger was actually better. It's possible. So we won the first match. It took a long time. I mean, when this deck wins, it's always going to take a long time. And when it loses, it's going to take between 1 and like 10 minutes.